I've never been more scared about what's happening with Gen Alpha. They're becoming violent, punching other students, biting their teachers, and they never get in trouble for it. Parents are terrified to send their own kids to school.
Oh, you might be wondering why I'm at the hospital right now, right? I'm at the hospital because Arya was hit in the back of her head with a wooden souvenir baseball bat today in class by some random fucking boy. She probably has a concussion. She was dizzy, had tingling in her legs, all like ears ringing. She threw up. She's been nauseous ever since. So we're here waiting to get a freaking like CAT scan, x-ray, whatever they give her. I dealt with so much shit from the people at that school. They refused to make a report until I called another cop to make a report for me, then tried to tell me they were going to arrest me if I didn't leave for trying to make a report, then called to tell me that my daughter's wrong and she got hit with a plastic bat, not a wooden bat. So it's not that bad. At this point, we're forced to get a lawyer because the negligence is at an all-time high.
The craziest part about that video was not that the little girl was hit in the head with a baseball bat, but that the school refused to do anything, let alone everything, to help her. They threatened to arrest the mother when she tried to complain. And then they tried to blame the daughter for getting hit in the head with a baseball bat. Imagine I came up and like stabbed you in the shoulder and you're like, hey man, what the hell? I'm like, bro,
that's on you for having your shoulder there.
Yeah, this lady should definitely get a lawyer. And this is not legal advice, but I'd suggest getting a plastic bat and hitting the school administrator in the back of the head and asking if they still feel like it was nothing. And I'm particularly angry about this because it's reached me. My cousin was walking to her next class in high school when this boy comes up behind her completely unprompted and punches her in the back of the head so hard she hits the ground, starts bleeding out, and gets a devastating concussion. She has had horrific memory loss. There are so many parts of her life and her own family she has trouble remembering, all because she didn't agree to go to junior prom with him. I don't understand how parents are allowing their kids to be like this. It makes me angry. How many more shattered collarbones or grade 3 concussions do we need before we let go of gentle parenting? Or at least extra gentle parenting?
I'm sorry you're angry, buddy.
What are popping down?
Will you relax?
Yeah, I don't think that little boy is gonna throw a shoe at that woman's face anymore because she's not gonna let him get away with it. And teachers should have that same attitude when kids start screaming and kicking them in class.
Shut up! We're not laughing at you. Yes! Shut up! Bro.
Not gonna lie, I'm kinda with the comments who said, how is this class not laughing? But someone pointed out the fact that all these kids aren't responding to this kid's outburst means it's normal. This is just how classrooms are in 2026. Kids will now just walk up to you and hit you, even if you don't know them. It's just how they communicate, I guess.
Why this little girl come up and just hit me?
Girl. No.
Her face when she looks at you.
Go over there with your mother. Go over there with your mother. Don't. Can you get your daughter?
But then it turns out this girl had a deaf mom, so she got yelled at in sign language. I can't read that sign language, but hopefully there was some good parenting in those fingers. Timmy, you murdered your dentist? I swear, I'm gonna... 1 mecha 2 mecha 3. But now that Gen Alpha are teenagers, they're not just attacking their teachers. They're getting very aggressive at home, too.
Don't talk about my family.
I'll talk about whoever I want to.
Don't get the away from me.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something you're not going to do.
The one thing you're not going to do is
you're going to control this home.
When you're out of control, somebody's got to step up and get control.
That's deep. When someone's out of control, You've got to get control.
We're seeing the real Whitney coming out.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
we are. Let me tell you.
You have no there. Talk about my family.
I can talk
Get the
about
out of my way.
Oh.
Don't touch me.
Push me.
Someone commented she ran up to him and then screamed, "Get away from me." And so many parents have seen this problem firsthand, so they're no longer putting up with gentle parenting.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm walking.
You walking? Well, keep walking. Bye. Well, get in this car now.
Sit down, please. Luca, sit down. Luca, sit down!
Sit down, please. Sit down, please. Please sit down. Sit the fuck down! Don't step on me, Lily. That's not nice. Hey.
Not my hand, your mama. Go hold her hand. Now. Go hold her hand.
And look, I don't endorse every parent in those videos, but at least they're not the ones sending their kids to beat up other kids at school and then make excuses about it.
He just said shut up. Did she just spit on me just now?
Yes.
Are you out of your freaking mind? Do that, kid. You do that. I'm gonna hurt her. Do that, kid. What the? Did she just spit on my face?
What?
You're freaking grounded for the whole summer, kid. Grounded. You don't do that. You want me to spit in your face? No. Do you feel it's okay to disrespect your father like that?
Babe, she just spit in my face and stuff.
Scarlett, are you looking at me? I'm not joking with you. You hear me? Are you out of your freaking mind? I am disappointed in you because we don't treat each other like that.
I got it. I got it.
I got it.
She spit in my face, not
You
yours.
should not be dealing with a kid on the anger.
She just spit in my face,
You
right?
need to calm down.
She spit in my
I
face?
understand, but you need to calm down before you hit her.
You spit in my face?
You need to down.
That girl was so confident at the end, as if to say, "F you." And I do not endorse what it looks like that dad was planning on doing, at all. It's a completely terrible situation. You can be firm without getting violent, like this dad was.
Ow! Hey, we don't hit each other with them. Listen, hey, no more hitting people with the plane, or I'm throwing it over the fence.
Someone commented, to be fair, the baby took that like a champ though. And there's some controversy, both in my comments and in these TikTok comments, saying that this actually is gentle parenting, and people confuse gentle parenting with permissive parenting. Maybe, I don't care what you label it, it's not good. Can someone tell me why like 9-year-old girls are looking for ops to attack in the mall now? It was not like this in the 2010s when Roar was the biggest song on the radio, okay?
I'm not listening. Come here. You listen here, little lady. You don't respect me? Then I'll chop your hair off. My mom has scissors in her bag.
Lockdown just destroy these kids' brains? Why is she attacking some random ass girl?
I'm glad people are talking
Listen
about
to
the
this
literacy
teacher.
rate of children. I really am. But nobody's talking about how violent these children are. Violent children. Always so aggressive. Hitting, throwing, angry little children. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's parents. I don't know if it's technology. But I've never seen a group of children this angry ever.
Someone commented, it's social media. These kids see kid influencers get whatever they want from their parents and tell their parents what to do, and these kids emulate what they see.
I'm bored. I want to go to Sephora.
Y'all be going to Sephora once a week. They literally go in there, and whatever looks nice, they grab.
I know a number of parents who wouldn't show their kids Disney or Nickelodeon because they thought the kids on those sitcoms were too sassy to the parents. Well, now we have a whole generation of kids watching these incredibly rich vlog families buy their kids these expensive gifts to use for content.
My name is Nastia. I'm 10 years old.
The family that lives in this house spends $1 million a day.
Wow, it's a nice house.
And I have to do whatever they say for the next 24 hours.
Super rich kids with nothing but loose ends. Super rich kids.
But someone else speculated Gen Alpha's becoming violent because they're upset about politics. I don't buy this one as much. Maybe for the older Gen Alphas, but if we're talking about 8 to 12-year-old kids, I don't think they're exactly upset about the last congressional spending bill. Although I will say I did know this girl who was scared to go to the beach at 16 because of climate change. Like, I don't mean she was scared to go to Florida in 50 years from now. I mean she was scared to go to the beach that day, the beach 20 minutes away, because she thought between her house and the beach, climate change would, like, cause a typhoon and kill everybody. I don't know. And you think I'm joking. She lost sleep worried about this. You know, sometimes a little aggression is justified. Like how this boy ground tackled another kid who had been hitting him.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
Look at him, he's like, I'm the victor. I now inherit his knighthood. But these kids aren't just aggressive. They've also lost all kinds of respect. That's why they're so violent in the first place. They don't respect any norms or other person's dignity to not be punched in the face or concussed and suffer memory loss in the hallway. You can see the difference in how much these kids trash rules of respectability and how they insult you 10 years ago compared to now.
You're poopy pants, poopy pants. Very funny, yeah, I'm a poopy pants, whatever. You smell like onions and boogers. No, I don't. Fuck you, dumbass bitch ass. Whoa, 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 who taught you this language? Shut the fuck up. Oh, what?
Yeah, I hear it all the time. These kids are shouting slurs to each other and every other word you can imagine. Listening to an 8-year-old boy today makes George Carlin's 7 dirty words you can't say on television look like Sesame Street. And it's not like these kids are happy either. I'm not only concerned about the violence, I'm also concerned about why these kids are acting violent. There's not a lot of happy, violent people. Gen Alpha are taking selfies on their iPad, like 100 in a row, about how sad they are. I don't mean to laugh because this girl actually looks sad, but it's a little funny. Why are there so many? But maybe what she's crying about is not that serious, like this Gen Alpha who won't stop crying because her mom told her she has to get off her iPad to take a bath. Man, you know, I really hate showering because I can't play Plants vs. Zombies 2 anymore. But I have to say, the video of this next kid really divides me, and you're about to see why. It's so refreshing to see this kid so grateful for her parents buying her an expensive gift, but I just wish the gift was like a pineapple or a Jimmy Carter blanket.
I'm only sleeping on Jimmy Carter
instead of an iPad! Especially because so many parents are having to now wean their kids off iPads now that they see the damage it's done.
Get off your iPad!
Once you do that, initially the kids revolt and there's a withdrawal period. But soon, the kids learn to live without the iPads and are much happier for it.
Look at these 2 B's in a row. When I get in kindergarten, they're gonna be like, before they even try to peek to see to do it, they're gonna be like,
basically,
I don't want to be next to you. I want to move to the other class.
Yeah, because they're gonna be afraid. Right. They're gonna be afraid. They're not gonna know what to do with themselves with a girl who could be like this. Right?
I'm gonna be. That's how I'm gonna. I don't even need to do anything. I just have to do a little bit of stuff because how great I'm gonna be in there, and then I move on.
Get back to it. Let's go.
Okay.
Letter practice. And we off that iPad for the rest of the month.
For the rest of the day?
Month.
You mean the day?
No, I mean the month. Go ahead. What's the technique? Talk to it.
The technique is to put your focus on it.
Mm-hmm. And then?
Not just your handwriting, your focus too.
Okay.
The kid sitting next to that girl in class is like, oh hey, how'd you draw the letter B? Focus! Concentrate. Thanks! Someone commented, I grew up like this. I remember looking out that window and having an imaginary friend who'd run alongside the car and jump over things on the side of the road. And someone else said, my kid will never know an iPad. Be careful, you guys are giving me hope. Pretty soon we'll have kids playing with each other violently like the good old days. Someone said, hot take, but I think this is how kids are intended to play. Because when kids are forced to play too safely, it becomes boring. In my last video, I talked about the hair-raising mouse utopia experiment, which demonstrates that when life becomes too safe and all our needs are taken care of, we literally go insane. When these kids do something dangerous, they know they're on the edge of their abilities. They can feel the high stakes in what they're doing. If you're in a dark room, you have to feel where the hard objects are to know where you can and can't go. And in some ways, kids are in a dark room when learning the rules of the world. In fact, psychological research now demonstrates roughhousing kids is crucial for them developing communication skills. That's where kids learn to distinguish what is okay when you're wrestling your dad or your friend and what isn't okay. It's where they learn the great dance between not playing a game too safely and not harming the other person. In fact, studies demonstrate that the most violent demographic are the kids who never roughhoused when they were young. And I think Pixar has been watching our videos lately because Toy Story 5 has a very anti-iPad message, and it's great to see these TikToks of kids throwing away their iPads after watching the movie, just like it's been so rewarding to see Gen Alpha's comments on these videos saying it's inspired them to get off their iPad and read a book. Because I swear, these kids are learning everything through YouTube. Look at how this 7-year-old girl watched a YouTube video that mentioned dad's going off to buy milk and never coming back. So when her dad mentioned he was going to the store to buy milk, she started panicking.
Baby, just because I said I'm going to get the milk doesn't mean I'm never coming back.
I hope if her dad goes to buy a watermelon, she thinks he's like the next fruit ninja. Because let's be honest, kids have a lot of stupid ideas. Like, watch why this girl was fanatically crying. Same girl. You're just trying to get your summer tan. I get you. But this stuff isn't funny when you're the victim of Gen Alpha's violence. Too often, administrators don't even send a violent Gen Alpha kids home, let alone expel them. They ask the violent kids to share his feelings about punching everybody in the face. It works about as well as if you're in Jeffrey Dahmer's basement, and you're like,
Jeffrey, what's your favorite color?
When a student is violent toward other people, they don't need to be de-escalated or just have a chance to calm down. They need to be sent home right away. I got a comment from a teacher yesterday who was shoved by a student, and the administrator's response was to come and sit with the student and redirect the student until the student was calm and could learn again. And I get that we want students to learn as much as possible, but if a student is violent and gets to stay in the classroom, well, everybody's just learning that violence is okay, that violence is acceptable. So calming down, getting de-escalated cannot be the priority when there is violence. When a student is violent toward classmates or toward a staff member, we have to respond by sending that student home, because that is what is going to create a boundary that says, if you're going to come here, you're going to be safe, right? The other people in this environment have a right to be safe. We talk a lot about being trauma-informed. What about all the students who have already experienced trauma? Maybe they've experienced violence in their personal lives, and then they have to witness violence in the classroom. That is not trauma-informed. The most trauma-informed thing that we can do at schools with regard to violence is not tolerate it, but make sure that it is never tolerated, so that when students show up to school, they know it is going to be a safe place. It may be the safest place they ever go in their lives.
That's a great point. We teach everybody, but especially kids, what's okay with what we tolerate. If we treat violence with the same punishment as forgetting a book report, kids aren't going to take it seriously, and therefore they won't think violence is that bad of a thing. The law is a teacher. Imagine if the punishment for murder was a $30 fine. People would soon regard murder as much more trivial than they do now, especially kids. Because as a society, we would be saying, murder's not that big of a deal. Pay me $30 and you can do it anytime you like. So let's not teach kids by our actions that we don't care about kids getting punched in the face. So what a disservice we do to all the kids who have been bashed in the head by going unbelievably soft on their attackers. Just ask my cousin or this girl. So because of these policies where instead of removing violent kids, we ask them to draw a picture of a Puerto Rican giraffe or whatever's in vogue now, teachers are having students that kick them come back every day and pretend like nothing happened.
You going to school to become a nurse, I thought you would want your business. I love it, I think that it's different.
And obviously a lot of this aggression is coming from Gen Alpha boys, but Gen Alpha girls have their own pathologies.
There's a famous saying among high school and middle school teachers that the meanest people to ever exist in the world are high school and middle school girls. And whether that's true or not, that's up for debate. You don't understand how much pent-up aggression this age of girls has until you coach them in a sport. I recently picked up flag football. That's what I'm coaching now at the high school. And the girls love it, and I love it, and it's really fun, and it's honestly a great time. And I love all the girls, and they have such a great time playing it. But they kind of scare me. We'll be out there coaching, and a girl will come to me and be like, Coach Whitehead, one day during practice, can we just take the flags off and put on pads and hit each other full contact? So you're psychotic. You're crazy. Okay, no, we're not going to do that because we play flag football. Or we'll be in the middle of a game, and one of my girls comes to the sideline, I can tell she's kind of upset. I go, hey, what's wrong? Coach White, that girl over there is looking at me crazy, and if she looks at me again, I'm going to run her over. No, we're not. We're not going to do that. No, because that's a penalty. You're going to get ejected. And she goes, Coach Whitehead, it's going to happen. Pump the brakes. Calm down. It makes me scared. I'll coach him a little bit, and I'll get on to him. You got to coach somebody a little bit and get, hey, come on, let's go. And all of a sudden she looks at me with them daggers in her eyes. Never mind, you got it. You got it, because I'm kind of scared of you. You might bite my ear off. It's not all of them, but it is most of them. It's kind of terrifying.
Bro really said it's not all of them, but it is most of them. The comments say, as a high school girl, I agree, and I feel that as a 15 to 17-year-old, I was the meanest version of myself. I know two girls who literally left their middle school, one of whom's whole family moved because of the girls bullying them. I like asking people deep questions, so people who are really into small talk get annoyed with me quickly. A couple times, I want to ask it more, I've asked guys and girls, who in your life has been crueler to you, or who has personally hurt you more overall? Guys or girls? You'd expect girls to say girls and boys to say boys because they've each spent more time with their respective sex. But I'm pretty sure everyone I've asked has told me girls. I'd be curious what your guys' answers are.
I am big mad. So my youngest wanted some friends. She's in 3rd grade and just isn't quite, she's into cats and aliens and drawing, and she's amazing, old soul, right? So she's not naturally clicking with a lot of people. Plus, some of the kids in her class, they're mean and they're bullies, and that's just not her vibe. So I messaged the teacher, naturally, months ago. She's having a kind of a hard time making friends. She's very small, so she's been bullied, which we've already talked about. And are there any little girls that she could be friends with that you think might also want a friend? Teacher replies back, no, but I'll keep an eye on it.
That is the most unhinged response. Hey, are there any girls who could be friends with my daughter? No.
Fast forward to 3 days ago. A form comes home. That's a friendship form. It's for 2nd and 3rd grade for like 4 or 5 after school events. It's like every Tuesday or something. And that's where they draw and they eat donuts and they have fun and they talk about friendship. So naturally, my daughter brings this home, and in the car immediately, she's like, Mom, I'm so excited. I get to be in this friendship group. So I said, yes. I will absolutely sign it as soon as I get home. She asked me 10 more times between dropping her off and then finishing dinner. So finally, I'm like, baby, I will sign it. So I sign it. And I said, turn it in tomorrow. I'm so excited for you. And then I'm thinking, how wonderful is this? Because the teacher, maybe she got with other teachers and maybe they're like, this is actually kind of a problem. And these kids really do want to make friends. And maybe this is what this friendship group thing is, right? Like naively, I'm thinking that. So my daughter's all excited. She goes to school the next day, turns in the form. Yay. She comes home today in her little pigtails. She's wearing braided pigtails. And my daughter has natural puppy eyes. She has these deep set, beautiful blue puppy eyes. And they are just welling with tears. And of course, I'm like, what is going on? I pick her up and Caroline, what's going on, baby? What's going on? She said, I wasn't invited to the friend group. What? So I'm like, okay, calm down your mom head. Calm down. Find out what happened. So I said, tell me more. Essentially, she says, well, they only took so many kids for this friend group and I wasn't invited. And I said, how do you know you weren't invited? She said, well, everyone went to their backpacks at the end of the day. And if you got a blue card, that means you were invited in the friend group. Mind you, my daughter has no disciplinary problem. She doesn't even talk during school. I wish she did. I wish she got in trouble for talking. She's not invited. Now, this pisses me off, frankly, because I was like, how do you... So anyway, she's standing there. Everyone's looking around. All these kids are excited. They get invited to this friend group. She's standing there and starts crying. I'm still thinking, maybe I got this wrong, right? So I joke around with her, get her laughing, get her smiling. I was like, I'm going to look into this. I'm sure you're confused. Maybe they canceled the group. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking of, right? So I immediately go to one of the 55 apps that you message teachers on, and I messaged her and I said, hey, tell me more. Like, I think I'm confused. I think I've got this wrong. Is she invited? Is she not invited? How do we go wrong here? Teacher responds back, yeah, no, she wasn't invited to come. But there's going to be an event maybe later that she can attend. What? So I message back. Excuse me. It is very bullying of teachers to invite a little girl, especially one that you knew the parent was concerned about making friends, like you knew, to invite children. It's not just about my daughter. To invite children to a friendship group and then not invite them all? Is it a lack of staffing? I'll show up. I'm sure other parents will show up. Is it not a place to do it? Guess what? I've got an office. You can host it at my office. Or like whatever it is, I will help. Ask the parents. No, she's just not invited to it. What the hell? But I'm picking up my little long pigtail baby girl crying because she doesn't think she's good enough for a friend group. Put on by teachers.
Holy goalie. This is so frustrating to me because I'm normally someone who would be in favor of exclusionary friendships. I mean, wait, hear me out. A number of schools literally banned best friends because they say it's exclusionary to have just one best friend. And I think that's crazy. I think it's awesome for kids to have a best friend. There's so much depth you get from being so close to one person that you don't get from being kind of close with 8 people. So if even I think this is crazy, this is insane. How is the school itself establishing exclusionary friend groups for second graders? If it's facilitated by the school, obviously everyone should be invited, especially if this is a whole event about making friends! This is the kind of lunacy that only like Gen Alpha Defender could come up with. But even though it might be a little more prevalent with girls, guys bully too.
So in this video, you can see that my son is the smallest person on the team and is clearly getting bullied. The kid in front of him, plus about 3 others for the entire practice, were continuing to bully him, push him. At one point, they missed his hat, trying to hit it off his head. They hit him in the face. My son did want to retaliate. I told him, no, continue to use your manners. That's not how we act. What is wrong with parents? Why are we not teaching our kids respect? Why are we not instilling morals and values into our kids these days? Wake up, America.
I agree with this lady. Raising our kids to be good people should be a higher priority than it clearly is right now. But I did have to laugh when she said, Wake up, America. Because I felt like I was in an episode of The X-Files where they're like, wake up, America. JFK did 9/11. And kids are becoming so abrasive in public spaces, going so far as to thrash their local Chipotle. But it's even crazier than that. Gen Alpha are throwing their burritos at the Chipotle staff. Why is everyone mad at Chipotle? I know they sometimes run out of their custom lemonade and you have to get that crusty soda lemonade, but this is not how you solve that. Someone commented, do you know how mad you gotta be to throw a Chipotle bowl? And Chipotle's too expensive to be doing all that. Gen Alpha violence has gotten so bad that Super Nanny herself, Joe Frost, had to come out of retirement to speak out. You know it's bad when a retired 90s TV star has to denounce you. Like, I would be really worried if my Unabomber video was denounced by Screech from Saved by the Bell.
What the hell is going on? Teen takeovers. They've got children running through shopping centres, terrorising people, smashing up shops, attacking strangers, filming it for social media like it's entertainment. Parents, please get a grip on your children. Seriously, what happened to parenting? What happened to standards? What happened to raising children to respect people, respect themselves, and understand the consequences? Some of you don't know where your kids are. You don't know who they're with. You don't know what they're doing. And your child, I get told they ignore your texts like you're powerless. Like, how is this the case? Who's paying for the phone? Who's putting food on the table? Who's responsible for that child? You. You are. Your children. You're responsible for them.
But some of these Gen Alphas, man, they're getting creepy. I'm sorry, they are.
I did? Yeah, you screamed at me. I don't remember that. Do you want to hear it again?
No. Can someone check on that girl? But violence is still the biggest problem, and this girl is just another victim to it. Yeah, that mom started homeschooling because she didn't want her daughter punched in the stomach at recess. You know, recess has changed from my time. We used to like hula hoop at recess. Recess has gotten more hardcore. Hey, you want to go play basketball? You want to play handball? In my last video, we talked about how we're simultaneously the most sexually open society, but also the most sexually isolated, because we're having fewer hookups and relationships than in recorded history. So I think something really similar is happening about school discipline. On the one hand, kids can't go on the seesaw or play dodgeball anymore because that's too dangerous. Schools are literally banning monkey bars for fear someone's gonna break their arm. But then, when kids beat up other kids, that's okay because we need to respect the kids' feelings to beat them up? We have it completely backwards. How about we don't let kids go full Street Fighter on other 7-year-olds, but we do let them have the monkey bars? What do you think? What do you think? How about we do what everybody agreed was a good idea until, like, last Thursday? We should punish kids who randomly punch other kids in the face. Like, is that a controversial view? I don't know, maybe it is. But not when it's self-defense. Like, we know those things are different. right?
Today I got a phone call that no parent ever wants to get. I answered the phone, it's the school, and they said, hey, you have to come in, we need you to talk with the principal, your daughter hit a kid. I'm like, oh, absolutely, I'll be right there, give me 5 minutes, and I drive down to the school. I get into the office, and she's sitting there by herself, and I'm like, you have 3 minutes to tell me exactly what happened. She immediately gets animated, she's like, I was trying to run away from this kid, he was bullying me and my friends, we were running away, and then he cornered me and he pushed me down, and I didn't know what to do, so I did what you told me to do, and I grabbed a rock and I hucked it at him. I looked back at her and I'm like, you swear? Of course, that is what happened. When have I been in trouble like this before? Which is very reasonable. So we sit down and I wait for the principal. Principal walks in. I look at him. I'm like, all right, man, give me a rundown here because this is very out of character for her. So what's going on? He says, actually, before I go too far into it, let's watch this video because we actually have it on camera, which is amazing. I didn't know we had these things on camera at schools. So we watch the playground and sure enough, this kid is chasing our daughter around. Gets into a corner, she grabs the only thing she can grab, she hucks it at him, hits him dead center in the face, very proud of her, and then she runs away. She doesn't continue to fight, she just leaves. But this principal's like, there's going to be disciplinary actions for this. We got to make a plan and figure out how we're going to go forward through the rest of the school year. I was like, wait. She did nothing wrong here. What are you talking about? He's like, well, that kind of behavior is not acceptable. I'm like, you're damn right that kind of behavior is not acceptable. Why aren't we talking about the other kid that was chasing everybody around? He's like, well, we're going to have different conversations with that kid. I'm like, that's totally fine. Have all the conversations you want with that kid. She's not getting in trouble. He's like, well, it's not an acceptable way to behave. I'm like, absolutely it's not. But when no adult stopped that, she did the only thing she possibly could. There is no chance in hell that she is getting in trouble for what went on here. He looks back and he's like, well, we have to discipline both parties. That's how we do it. I'm like, all right, that's totally fine. You discipline that kid and I'll discipline her. Just know that it was taken care of. And then he starts giving me pushback. He's like, that's not really how we do things at this school. I was like, okay, well, we don't want to talk about how you do things at this school because that happened under your watch.
Oh my God. Nurse Ratched over here is like, we have to punish all parties. What? Why? I remember there was this kid who got into this big fight at school, and when they took him to the principal's office, he tried to explain the other kid started attacking me, and I was defending myself. The principal went,
I don't want to know who started it.
What the hell? Why wouldn't you want to know who started it? Like, what? That's like a very important fact. Imagine someone breaks in your house and tries to shoot you, and then you shoot them back, and the judge is like, oh, guys, ladies, you're both pretty.
I don't want to hear who started it.
I have to punish
all parties equally.
If I'm ever on trial for a crime and that principal is my judge, just find me guilty. Like, at that point, it's Jover. And there are a lot of good parents who understand this. After this boy attacked another kid, his mom made sure he apologized, get that kid a present, and understand that hurting other kids is wrong.
So as I was getting ready to go to my nail appointment today, I had got a call from my son's teacher, and she had told me for the second time that my son had gotten into a fight.
Tell me why it seems like your baby is the bully.
What'd you do?
I punched that boy, so I better give him a surprise. So, some toys, so we got some toys.
So yes, I decided to pick my son up from school, and we went to the store to buy this individual something because, like I said, I don't condone this behavior at all. So we ended up going back up to the school. We ended up waiting for the little boy to come into the office, and my other daughter was like, why you got me into this? And yeah, he was so happy, and this is what my son had to say. This was very wholesome.
Ever again, no more.
Like, that's heartwarming. And a lot more violent kids can be like that. If schools have the will to say, you know, violence is bad, there's an idea. Gen Alpha Defender's like, actually, violence is good. But all this violence and Gen Alpha's reputation has created a heated controversy that I'll now have to weigh in on. Here's the situation.
I just got asked to leave the restaurant because my children were inconveniencing some old people. And their kids, sorry, I don't give my kids iPad. We're at the restaurant trying to enjoy. They were crying, doing all the things kids do. Am I the only one that thinks this is so rude? You're entitled to a kid-free life. You are not entitled to a kid-free world. And I stand on that. Come at me if you disagree.
Okay, I disagree. It is a parent's responsibility to teach their kids to be functioning, civil human beings in the real world, not just in theory, but in practice. Kids don't magically learn how to behave in public. They learn by being guided, corrected, and sometimes removed when they are disturbing others. Thinking that your child's meltdown is everyone else's problem isn't gentle parenting, it's entitlement. When you excuse disruptive behavior in public spaces and act like consideration is optional, you are not raising emotionally intelligent kids, you're grooming them to become the kind of adults nobody wants to be around. And let's be real, you weren't asked to leave because you didn't give your kids iPads, you were asked to leave because your kids were causing a scene and you chose to do nothing about it. And that's not parenting, that's negligence dressed up as a TikTok tantrum.
Yeah, I agree with the response. If your kids are tantruming and disturbing everybody, that is absolutely unfair. But if your kids did something minor, like they shouted for a second, or they went over to say hi to another family, that's when I can foresee you going, we should tolerate kids. But you should teach your kids to be able to be in a restaurant to not disturb everybody, even if they really feel like it. Like every time I'm at a restaurant, I really feel like going on top of the table and screaming about how illiterate Gen Alpha is and how we need to do something about it, but I keep getting kicked out of Arby's. Just because they got the meats doesn't mean you can throw me on the streets. So if you're not scared already, you should be terrified about Gen Alpha's future. We need to prioritize monkey bars over punching kids in the face. I know a lot of you are telling me that you're seeing this firsthand at your schools, that you're seeing kids get attacked or kids screaming in public. Tell me more about your experience. I'm going to respond to as many comments as I can. And if you liked this video, please help us make more on Patreon. Thanks to our patrons, Bob, Eric, Guy, Matt, Raz, Amelem, Keaton, Nick, Magnus, Tito Eche, Kendall, Anthony, Lil Jase, Aaliyah, Sammy, Cool, Scott, Becca, Avery, Gerard, Beth, Pillow, Love, Wendy, Pineatoo, Eli, and welcome to our newest patron, Sylvie Laflamme.